Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. A new poll has the Liberals well out in front as the clock ticks down until election night. The major parties today are reheating health and childcare promises.
Amidst the thrills and spills of the election campaign, the Premier appears to be in the box seat, according to a new poll.
Very clearly, the results are there to speak for themselves.
EMRS data commissioned by the Liberals has them ahead at 37%, 11 points clear of Labor, who've dropped to 26%, followed by Independents, the Greens and the Nationals.
The only way to get rid of the Liberals is to vote for Labor.
It's blowing up in his face.
It's the firm's second poll in recent days, finding the Liberals are in the lead.
This is party commission polling, which should always be treated with special caution.
Which only surveyed around 500 people.
There hasn't been any polling so far showing Labor doing fantastically well.
Jeremy Rockcliffe and fellow ministers reheating a commitment from last year's election to create 3 larger child and family learning centres in the regions and bolster childcare.
This is about ensuring that our children get the best possible start in life.
It's really hard when you first become a parent, and so to be able to have those wraparound supports is absolutely key.
As Labor puts health under the microscope, announcing the first location for one of 5 Tassie Doc centres providing fully bulk billed GP services.
This Burnie Health Hub has an incredible opportunity to work in with the federal government's commitment around Medicare and urgent care clinics, as well as Tassie Docs.
We're really excited that with Tassie Docs we can be open on this site in 12 months' time and patients will have increased accessibility.
While the Greens want 30 more community nurses recruited into rural areas.
We know that this has been called for by the ANMF as well. This is a really exciting opportunity and it's urgent. It has to be done now.
Time now of the essence for all those contesting the election, with just 9 days to go. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
And with stricter political donation requirements now in effect, a high-profile independent candidate wants the major parties to go one step further. Peter George is calling on Labor and the Liberals to disclose the donations they received between when the election was called and when the new laws came into play on July 1.
They cannot hide behind the fact that there is an accident of politics has given them 20 free days to raise money from the big end of town and keep that hidden until after the elections.
The candidate for Franklin says his campaign has received well over $100,000, including from Climate 200. A 58-year-old Hobart man has faced court following a string of events stretching from Claremont to West Moona in March. James Eric Lachlan Borth is facing 12 charges but has pleaded not guilty to 4 of them, including attempted murder, dangerous driving and arson. The alleged rampage ended dramatically when the car was driven into a Qantas call centre in Goodwood. Additional charges include common assault and 1 count related to the death of an animal. He's expected to reappear in 2 weeks' time. Authorities are investigating a suspicious fire that destroyed a vacant property at Bridgewater last night. Emergency crews were called to the scene just before 9 p.m, arriving to find the home fully engulfed in flames. It had been vacant for about 3 years and police believe no one was inside when the fire broke out. Investigators were on scene again today, searching for clues to determine what sparked the blaze. Damage is estimated around $350,000. Unions have staged a mock auction of Tasmanian public assets in a symbolic call for the Liberals to rule out selling off state-owned enterprises. With Labor, the Greens and several independents already pledging to reject privatisation, the unions say the Liberals are yet to commit to any substantial legal protections for public assets.
We don't want to see a situation where services start to disappear because profit becomes the imperative and there is no way to get them back.
A government spokesperson says the party has already committed to introducing tougher requirements for any future asset sales. A popular local green thumb with a distinctive nickname is hanging up his gloves after more than a decade developing community gardens. Stepping back to write a book and do a spot of fishing, he's been a key part of several local programs.
Meet Peter Richards, Launceston's favourite garden gnome. He says the name grew on him.
Well, I'm not all that tall, and I'm usually on my hands and knees in the dirt somewhere.
He's been building community gardens with the local neighbourhood house for nearly 13 years, growing fresh fruit and veggies for anyone who wants them.
If I can help people to eat better food, to live better, then I'll have done my bit.
As well as sharing 6 decades of gardening know-how with whoever shows up.
Just in the back of there, that's your seed pod.
But after working 40-hour weeks, the veteran volunteer is stepping back to indulge in some other passions.
It's about time that I went fishing and took my pups up to the lakes.
These days, there's a food forest and row after row of orderly garden beds, but that wasn't always the case. Just a few years ago, this entire block was covered in gorse and blackberry bushes.
It was an eyesore. There was bits of cars and rubbish lying everywhere, grass up to your hips.
While Peter might be cutting back on his time volunteering, his knowledge isn't going anywhere.
I want to write a book, easy gardening for backyarders.
Sowing the seeds for another success. Annie Green, 7 Tasmanian News.
Beaker Street and the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra are among the recipients of nearly $8 million from the federal government's Creative Futures Fund. Beaker Street is combining real Antarctic research with cutting-edge immersive design to create a new experience called Hobartica.
The way we're describing it is a slow creative development project where there's 6 artists and we're sort of considering the relationship between Hobart and Antarctica.
And the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra is joining with Palawa singer-songwriter Dwayne Everett-Smith to produce a major musical work entirely in Palawakani. A pair of Tasmanian sprinters is racing towards the 2025 Parathletics World Championships in New Delhi this September. Alexander McKillop and Shannon Winchester are both racing in the 100-metre sprint, but took very different paths to get there.
It's fair to say Shannon Winchester is quick out of the blocks. He took up sprinting in March and now he's already been chosen to don the green and gold.
8 weeks ago I was just a 35-year-old slightly overweight dad with no experience in sprinting, and now I'm technically a professional athlete, I guess.
He suffered a traumatic brain injury in a motorbike crash 8 years ago, and after seeing Alexa Leary's performance at the Paris Games, decided to attend a come and try day.
And then ran an 11.85, which was a World Championship qualifying time.
From there, he's been running full steam ahead into a career as a para-athlete. He'll be joined by Alexander McKillop, who's been racing for 10 years. His inspiration is his brother.
I was just watching it. I liked it, so I did it.
Classified as a T38 athlete with cerebral palsy, he's ranked as one of the fastest for the classification in the world.
Like competing against the people.
And he's got his eyes set on competing in the 2028 and 2032 Paralympic Games.
Made heaps of teams, but this the big one.
They'll be joined by nearly 50 other of Australia's elite para-athletes, including 11 Paralympics medalists preparing for the World Champs in New Delhi this September. Before then, there's still plenty of work to be done.
It's the thing you dream about as a kid. You're watching the Sydney Olympics, you're watching people sprint, watching Matt Shervington sprint, and just thinking like, could I do it? This would be unreal.
Billy Gibbons, 7 Tasmanian News.
Finally to netball, and the Cripps Waratah squad might be finals bound, but they're not backing off just yet. Both teams will progress through regardless of this weekend's results against Devon, but the Opens will be missing 2 of their key defenders, and the 19 and unders are chasing redemption after a loss to them earlier this season.
You don't want to, lose a game then go into finals. Like, you want to prepare yourself, be confident and, conquer your structures before you get there.
We've got heaps of structure. It's really good. Just stick to it. Keep talking to everyone. Just build the strength and voice throughout the court.
The Opens have locked in a semis battle with the Northern Hawks, while a win this weekend will give the unders a double chance in the finals. And that's all in sport tonight, Kim.
Okay, thanks, Vic. We'll take a short break now and then we'll have the weather forecast with Kaya Wicks.
Good evening. Hobart 11 today. Launceston and Devonport reached 13 and it was 12 in Burnie. St Helens and Friendly Beaches are high with 14, 12 on the islands and at Ouse. Grove, Smithton and Lowhead 11, 10 in Strawn and 5 again in Laiweni. Low-level convective cloud crossed the west coast today, which brought showers. The highest recorded was 35 millimetres at Lake Mackenzie. A frontal cloud band is seen again to the west of Tasmania, also brushing southeastern SA and Victorian coastlines. Tomorrow, a cold front continues to cross our west coast and southern Victoria as the trough approaches parts of WA. Southwesterly winds about the west and south, increasing up to 35 knots. West-southwesterly swells at 4 metres in the south. A gale warning is in place for coastal waters tomorrow between Wineglass Bay around to Stanley, and a strong wind warning has also been issued for all remaining waters. Showers continue in the south tomorrow. Hobart 12, 11 in Hobart and 13 in Campania. A few showers in the north, Launceston and Devonport both 14, 13 the maximum in Georgetown. A shower or two in Burnie, 13, easing showers but windy in Strawn also, 13, a few showers in Wynyard, 14's the top. 15 in St Helens but mostly sunny, partly cloudy in Swansea 14, a couple of showers in Port Arthur with 13 degrees there. Mainly fine after a morning inland frost on Saturday, although showers about the west. Showers about the north and west on Sunday. They'll extend statewide during the afternoon with evening snow to 800 metres. And on Monday, an icy morning, then showers about the west, far south and Bass Strait. Snowfall continues but to 600 metres and it will be mainly fine elsewhere. We'll take a look now at the mainland forecast for Friday. 19 and sunny in Sydney, a few showers over Perth, 20, a cold day in Canberra with just 11 degrees. A little cloudy in Hobart and Launceston right now, both 9 degrees. Clear in Devonport with 8. A white Christmas in July is on the cards for some parts of the state this weekend, Kim.
And that is all we have time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Home and Away is next. Good night.